In this video, I'm sharing a summer solstice ritual that you can easily do at home. Now this summer I learned how to make fire, and I realized that the first spark of the fire is not the most difficult part. The real challenge is keeping the fire alive, because you have to tune in intuitively and listen to what the fire needs to burn steady and strong. And this resonated so deeply with me that it inspired this ritual. Now, this ritual is perfect for amplifying your intention over time, not just setting it and forgetting it. You're gently fanning the flames until your intention becomes a steady fire. And this spell will last for a few days, but don't you worry, your witch bestie here is busy too, so this ritual really is super simple. Now, the sun just entered Cancer at 0 degrees on June the 20th, and so this ritual is really powerful if your intention is around your home. If you want to manifest a new home or a place where you feel more like home, where you feel like you truly belong, or if your intention is around your emotions, right? Because the zodiac sign of Cancer deals with all of these themes. Cancer is all about your home, your emotions, and finding a place emotionally and materialistically where you feel like you belong, where you feel home, and where you feel rooted and safe and nurtured. So right now is really a beautiful time to work with this Cancer energy and combine it with this Litha ritual. But of course you can also use another intention, like finding your passion or sparking that inner creativity or calling in more abundance into your life. But you want to stick with themes that are relevant for Litha. And you don't have to start with the ritual on the day of the summer solstice itself. This is just what I personally really like to do. But as always, see what resonates with you and adapt the ritual to your own liking, to your own needs. And maybe you decide that the waxing moon phase that is also just around the corner could be the perfect time for you to start with your individual Litha ritual. Now, here is what you will need for this ritual. A yellow candle, and you don't want to use a small birthday candle or something like that, but a bigger candle that actually lasts for a few days, and I'm going to use this yellow candle. Also, anointing oil if you want to anoint your candle. I made a sun-infused oil for this purpose last week, but this really is optional. You also need an iron nail or a toothpick or something like that you can use to carve words or symbols into your candle. You will also need a metal bowl, or you could use your cauldron if you have one, or a ceramic dish, as well as sand or soil. And you will also need little gifts / offerings like dried herbs or coins, or maybe a little jar with water or some shells. And I recommend that you are tuning in every single day to see what you are called to use as a gift that day, because from my experience this ritual never lasts as long as I anticipated. Sometimes it is done faster if I connect faster to the feeling of my intention, and sometimes it just takes longer. I really let the fire spirit guide me here, but you don't want to use anything that can turn bad, like fresh fruits or something, because again you will sit with the candle like many days, and so you don't want to use anything that can turn bad during this time. And because Litha is a celebration to honor the sun, I also put my tools and ingredients as well as the gifts / offerings outside into the sunlight before I use them, to really infuse them with this abundant and life-giving energy of the summer solstice. Okay, so now that you know what you will need, let's start with the ritual. First, carve words or symbols into your candle that resonate with your intention. You can also anoint or dress your candle if this is something that you like, because remember that when doing a spell or ritual, we try to use as many correspondences as possible to intensify our intention. Okay, and then you fill your bowl with sand or soil and put the candle inside so that everything is safe to burn. I also used some stones to secure the candle because, of course, this day I ran out of sand. Light your candle, and now you need your first gift/offering. Again, think of something that is amplifying your intention, and as you put your gift/offering into your bowl, recite this spell. Spirit of fire, I call to thee. Accept this gift I offer wholeheartedly. As this flame begins to grow, so does the dream I hereby sown. With every glow and every gleam, I walk the path toward my dream. Now again, you can adapt this ritual to your needs. So if you don't want to work with the spirit of fire, you could work with God or your spirit guides or a deity that you chose to work with or that chose to work with you. As always, do what feels right for you. But I just really love working with the spirit of fire since I deeply connected with it in the beginning of this year. And so working with the spirit and element of fire around Letha just seems right for me. Alright, so you lightened your candle and you gave your first gift. So now you want to sit with your candle and its flame until you can really feel your intention in your body. So you want to ask yourself, what would it feel like if my wish already came true right now? What would I feel like if I already lived in that house that makes me feel safe and rooted and nourished, where I feel home and where I get that sense of belonging, right? What would it feel like if I already had that abundance that I desire right now? And from my experience, the bigger the manifestation is, kind of the bigger the gap to my current life situation is, the longer it takes to sit down with the candle, the longer I have to stare into the flame until I can feel something in my body, until I don't feel that resistance anymore. But this is like only for a few days. Remember, we are sitting down with the candle for multiple days, and it gets easier every single day. Once you got that spark, once you felt how it would feel like with your desire already, it's so much easier the next few days. So keep sitting with a candle. You really want to feel that shift in your body, and you don't want to get up until you feel that shift where you feel positive and enthusiastic and where you feel nourished and rooted and home. So you really want to sit with the candle until you feel all of the emotions that are related to your intention. And what I also really love doing while I'm sitting with my candle, while I'm observing the flame, is really imagining how the flame is getting bigger and bigger, how my intention is growing bigger roots and growing into this big steady tree that is like unshakable, right? And this is something that candle magic also teaches us. It's to sit with the flame and see how it's reacting while we are in a ritual or while we are doing a spell. Like, is it shaky or is it growing steadily, or like how is the candle burning down, right? All of this is really interesting to observe, to just intuitively see what the message behind this could be. And once you are done, once you feel what is related to your intention, to your wish, you state the following. Tomorrow again I return to this flame and tend this fire that shows me the way. Let intuition be my guide and draw me where my truth reside. Sacred fire, wild and free, reveal the place I'm supposed to be. When you are 100% sure that you can feel your intention in your body, when you felt that shift in your body, you turn off the flame. And the next day you sit down with your candle again. You light your candle again, you give another gift/offering, you recite the first part of the spell again. You sit with your candle until you feel uplifted by your intention, until you feel expansive again. And then you turn off the flame and you recite the second part of the spell again. And you repeat this until your candle is completely burned down. Now, please never leave the candle unattended and make sure everything is fireproof. Now, I really love this simple ritual because remember what we talked about in the beginning of this video. A fire in the beginning needs care and nourishment until it really grew into this steady and big fire where you don't have to worry like every single second that it goes out. And you want to think about your intention the same way. You want to nourish and care about your intention until it grew into this big and steady glowing fire where you don't have to worry that it's like going out any second. So with this ritual, you are kind of fanning the fire until you have that big and steady growing and glowing fire that is kind of representing your intention. And just one more thing, because yes, now you did the ritual, you nourished your intention every single day when you sat down with your candle until it burned down, you grew your intention into this big and steady glowing fire, but this is only the first part. Now don't forget to act upon your intuition. Don't forget to follow these breadcrumbs, these intuitive breadcrumbs, once they show up in your life from now on. So, for example, if you are manifesting abundance and suddenly while showering you are getting this amazing book idea, then sit down and start writing the book. If you are manifesting a new home and you hear someone talking about this beautiful home they are selling and you feel like you should talk to them and say hey, maybe that's like my home, maybe I can buy it. Act upon these intuitive nudges because you did the first step with the ritual. You asked the fire spirit or whoever you chose to work with for guidance to kind of light you the way. But now you have to follow these intuitive breadcrumbs and you have to act upon your intuition. So don't forget that. Don't think that now everything is said and done. Really act upon your intuition, listen to your intuition and follow it. Alright, magical one, so I really hope you enjoyed this simple Letha ritual. I again really love it because it's kind of a wishing well and still you work with the element of fire, but you don't have to burn something. To be honest, I don't really like burning things in my home or something like that. So I feel like this is a really simple yet so powerful ritual that you can easily do. And again, it's just really nurturing your intention, you sitting down with your intention until you can feel the shift in your body. So if you enjoyed this ritual, don't forget to do the YouTube magic, like the video because it really shows the YouTube fairies that they can recommend my content to more people. It really helps me out a lot. Comment down below if you would try this ritual and also share it with someone who still may need a powerful Letha ritual. And yeah, we will hang out again next week. So I really hope you have a beautiful, magical week and see you then. Bye bye.